get around those branches right there.
Okay.
And then I need you to tell me when to stop the truck so I can get the car lined up.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, action.
Okay, go ahead. I can hear you now. I can hear you.
I can see the tree. Just come up here and tell me when the truck has to stop.
Okie dokie. There.
She's talking to you 4 times.
I wonder if I had my thumb. I must have had my thumb on.
4 times I said, I can see the tree. Just get by the truck and tell me when I need to stop. Okay, you need to, I can see the tree. Just.
I probably had, I know, well, I told you to stop and you kept going. Then I said, stop. So if you want to go forward a little bit.
I can see the tree. Just go by the truck and tell me when to stop.
I think I did have my thumb on the walkie-talkie.
I can see the tree.
Don't put your hand on the walkie-talkie because then you can't hear them talking to you. Can you see the tree?
I can see the tree. Tell me when the truck needs to stop.
It doesn't always go smoothly, but you know, you gotta kind of laugh about it or you'll kill each other.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. I just loved hanging out with them. They're the neatest people.
Yeah, we really enjoy their company. They've been good friends for a number of years and just really enjoy their company, and their hospitality was awesome.
Absolutely, and their property is so pretty.
Yeah,
I mean,
beautiful.
It's Montana. What do you expect, right?
So we're gonna head down to Shy Rock. We're leaving here, and they've got a dusty road that I'm trying to go real slow on, but it's not making any difference.
The rig is pretty dirty from our travels.
We're going to get on Highway 56, Montana State Highway 56, and take it south. Well, I guess it's more east, isn't it? 56, yeah, that'd be east. And then we're going to get on 200. We're going to pop out around St. Regis off of Highway 200. It's an absolutely gorgeous drive. We've been on that drive before. We've never been on State Highway 56, so we thought we'd try that a little bit. And I'm figuring about a 3-hour day, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's supposed to be hot, hot, hot again today.
And for the next few days.
Yeah. But as we have always said, we love this lifestyle because it allows us to change our backyard whenever we want, and we get to see our good friends.
That's right. Yep. Yep.
So it's been an amazing few days that we had. We got a good ride in, we got some hiking in, we got some great fellowship in, and even got to go to church with them yesterday.
We did.
It was fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to share the videos that we got from our ride. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's beautiful. Beautiful country. We're up in the mountains. It's just amazing.
All right, so we're going to get on Highway 56 here in a minute and start down the road. So enjoy the ride.
Take me where your river flows. I want to drive on your open road like the wilderness where we are born, singing, whoa. There's an ocean in your eyes, a million stars that paint the sky. So we'll drift down with the tide, singing whoa. You and me, let's fly away somewhere past the Milky Way. Maybe we'll return someday. Don't wake me up, don't wake me up. Waiting for the sun to rise, rainy days and careless nights. Say you will, don't say goodbye, say it's alright. Throw your caution to the wind, the shelter of my single bed. You can call it Wonderland, we could stay the night. You and me, let's fly away somewhere past the Milky Way. Maybe we'll return someday. Don't wake me up, don't wake me up. Riding on an endless wave, freight trains and aeroplanes. Maybe we'll return someday. Don't wake me up till we are home. Till we are home. Till we are home. Till we are home. Don't wake me up till we are home. Till we are home. Till we are home. Till we are home. Till we are home.
Oh, we are back. Everything's taken down. Now we have to adjust Can-Am and Smart Car. Everything was all set up inside too. That was fast. We're getting faster every time. Says it's 102 out. I don't know if it's 102, but that's hot.
You're in the way.
All right, Can-Am's back home.
Yep. Yep, we're all back home.
Yeah. Car said it was 102.
What a wonderful time we had while we were in Libby.
It was so much fun. I loved it.
Travel day was awesome.
It was.
The scenery was phenomenal. Lots
Beautiful.
of creeks and rivers and lakes and mountains.
I mean,
and-
it's Montana. Montana's so beautiful.
So we got back and we had to make another trip over to Spokane shortly thereafter. And as we were planning our trip back to Spokane, we got a phone call.
We did. Our daughter called us and asked if we had watched the news in Spokane, and we didn't. And she had told us that there were fires in the Medical Lake Cheney area. And it kind of threw us because we, like I said, we didn't hear about it, and this is the area that we stay in. So got right on the phone and called our friends and found out that it was basically in the middle of the fire.
Yeah, so if you've been following the news, the Spokane area had 2 major wildfires here in the last couple of weeks. And this is real time, guys. We had a couple of videos that we were going to throw in between here, but we kind of wanted to let you guys know what's going on.
Yeah.
We mooch dock at our friend's ranch in West Spokane, up on the West Plains, just outside of Medical Lake. And when we found the news, we started making some phone calls, and wildfires, guys, are up and down emotional roller coasters.
Oh my gosh.
The first call we had was, the house is gone.
The house is gone, that the flames were over the house, and as our other friends who lost their place were leaving. And with the winds were really bad, and so we just assumed that the whole block was gone.
Yeah, so we shed a few tears, we said some prayers.
Lots of prayers.
We were with family when we got or with friends in Montana when we got the news, and we all gathered and prayed, and we
Yeah.
really appreciate that.
Yes.
And then we woke up the next morning to
The house was okay. The house was saved. Their daughter's house was saved. There was a few other houses, and by the hand of God, the house was protected, and it's like he had his hands on both our friends and their daughter's house.
because there were buildings all around them on all sides, all the way around, that were gone, just lost, completely burned down.
The flames, because they have pasture behind them on a hill, the flames came all the way down to their house and stopped. There was not one singe mark, not black smoot anywhere, and it was just in perfect shape.
But they did lose. They lost their shop and everything in the shop.
Yes,
The shop, well,
their barn.
we've got B-roll of the shop. It had an aluminum roof, and well, not aluminum, but it had a galvanized steel roof, and it just burned to the ground. Everything inside is just gone. They had their big hay barn that had full of hay for the winter,
Yeah.
and it torched, and it's gone.
And then their antique barn.
Their antique barn that's on the premises, it's gone. The friends that were staying here, the friends of our friends that were staying here, they're caretakers on the place, were in a fifth wheel, and they had basically 30 minutes to pack up and get out, and they didn't even have that much time.
No,
They ran around and tried to get the animals.
there were 4 horses here.
Yep.
And they got
And
2,
dogs.
and yeah, all of their dogs. They got 2 of the horses. The other ones were scared, so they let the gates open, and they had to leave, because it was coming fast. And the next morning they found the horses.
Yep.
So the neighbors had the horses.
So all the animals made it, all the dogs made it, all the horses made it.
They're all safe.
The Tim and Della, who are caretakers on the site, lost everything.
Yes,
Everything
they
that was
did.
in their fifth
Yes.
wheel. Their fifth wheel is nothing but a frame, a scorched frame. The tires are gone. I mean, it's just, everything is gone.
But I tell you guys, their faith in the Lord is so strong.
Yep.
And they know they're going to be fine.
Yep.
You know, God's going to provide for them.
So why are we sharing this story with you? Well, we may do a little more in-depth story in the near future, but basically after we spoke with Tim and Della and we spoke with another couple that are friends of ours that were staying at the daughter's house in their fifth wheel. You have to be ready, and you have to have a plan. You have to have an
Right.
emergency plan in
Absolutely.
place.
Yeah.
When they say, when law enforcement says go, you gotta go now, it's not safe, we need to get you
Right.
out of here now, what do you do? And that's something that you guys and we need to
Yes.
think about.
Absolutely.
You need to have a plan in place, whether it's a hurricane or a tornado or a wildfire.
Earthquake.
Yeah, just you need to have an exit strategy, and you need to have a plan in place. You can't panic, and you just need to go and be safe.
Correct.
So why, like I say, that's why we're sharing this with you after talking to Tim and Della and talking to John and Laura, who were here during the fire. They had basically 30 minutes
Yes.
to pack whatever they could and go.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes is not a very long time.
No, it's not. It's not. And, you know, and the first things that come to my mind is your medication. If you're on medication, you make sure you have that. Paperwork. You know, those are the things you have to think about when a fire erupts. And really, fires are just so unpredictable, especially with the wind. You just never know where it's going to hit. So it's just important to have a game plan.
Yeah. So think about it, talk about it with your significant other or your family or whatever. Or if you're single, jot down a checklist of things that you have to complete in an emergency in case you have to evacuate.
Absolutely.
It's just so important. The other thing that we want to mention too is your insurance. You want to stay on top of your insurance policies. If you're full-time on the road, you should have full-time RVers coverage. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to go into numbers, but I will tell you right now, when we went from part-time RV to full-time RV, our RV policy basically doubled. And that's because we didn't have a homeowner's policy anymore.
Right.
It moved onto our home, which is our RV, which doubles. It basically doubled our premiums, but you need to go through and maybe call your agent and say, hey, if I lose everything in a wildfire, what's covered?
Am I covered at all?
And some of the policies to keep the rates down have got a high deductible, but also to keep the prices down, the premiums down. Some agents and some consumers will skimp on the value contents of the RV, and that's something else you need to consider is what is the value of everything. If my coach goes up in smoke, what would it cost me to
Replace everything.
replace everything? Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
Clothing, you know, you can't really put a value on that, but as Tim said, he said, I walked out of there with one pair of tennis shoes, and he says, I lost four pair of boots. He says, I had to go back and I had to go to the store and buy boots, and they're a couple $100, and, you know, on and on and on and on.
These
And
things
so,
don't cost the same as they did,
Yeah.
you know, a few years ago when you purchased them.
yeah. So it's the personal contents that you probably need to research and think about as you go through your RV policies and figure out what's important
Yes.
and what kind of coverage you should have.
And will it cover your RV? Will it cover just what you paid for it, or will it cover enough to where you can purchase another one?
Yeah.
And it would cover it.
Yeah. So we're not going to get into specifics in this video, but we just wanted to mention to you what happened with us. We delayed our trip to Spokane by 3 days. We let the fire kind of subside.
Yeah.
The fire teams that have been through here have just
guys.
been phenomenal. They come through still today,
Yeah.
and the fire's over a week old now, and
Yeah.
they're still coming through, and they're checking for hot spots. They're taking down large dead trees that could injure people that burned up in the fire. And you know, we want to thank the law enforcement people and the firefighters
Yes.
for doing their job. We stayed out of the area. We let them do their job, so we delayed our trip over. But now that we're here, you know, there's not a whole lot we can do, but we're here for moral support, and we've got prayers, ongoing prayers.
Oh, absolutely. It's amazing to watch. You know, they had the sheriff here yesterday, the police, and they had big, huge drone, and those drones were able to go and look at hot spots to see where the firemen can go up and clean things up and cut trees down. And just because the fire's out doesn't mean their job's not done.
Yeah.
They work so hard, and we so appreciate them.
Yep. So we've experienced this firsthand. We wanted to share this a little bit with you and maybe get you thinking a little
Absolutely.
bit about what's your emergency plan,
Yes.
what's your exit strategy.
Don't be lazy.
Yeah.
Don't get yourself lazy because everything's going well.
Yeah.
Earthquakes, you don't know when that's going to happen. Fire, you don't know what can happen.
Floods.
Floods, hurricane and tornadoes, you get a little bit of time, but don't take that for granted either.
Yeah. So anyway, we just wanted to share that information with you, and hopefully it'll get you thinking about it.
Yes.
This channel's all about education, and hopefully we got you thinking about a few things.
We're not experts by any
No.
means, but man, it's just get that sheet of paper out and start writing down things that, you know, you need to make sure you take care of, where your plan B is going to be. Do you have an outlet on how to get out of the area
Yep.
if something like this happens? So it's just a good thing to have and just to be aware of.
So anyway, we're gonna wrap this one up, and hopefully you guys are gonna start talking about it as soon as this video's over. I know
Yes.
our conversation has been ongoing on this, and
It has.
we're gonna make a few changes, I think. But we're gonna wrap this one up from Spokane, Washington.
It all starts with an idea.
Turn those ideas into reality and make some memories. I don't know.
That was a B. And make some memories and put God first in everything you do.
Yeah. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.